Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another show and talk episode of Talk That Talk official podcast, where we have comfortable and uncomfortable conversations. I am your host, Juice, aka The Ordinary Brother.
What's good, world? Welcome back to your favorite show. I go by the name of King Exodus. As always, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you're engaged in the conversation, share it live, and follow us on YouTube, Talking That Talk official podcast. Right. So before we get into the whole main conversation for tonight, Juice, I'll let you kick it off with the intro convo.
All right, all right. I like to always warm up till we start the conversation. One of the things I always like to say about what's different about you this week that you're doing now or you didn't do what you learned. Uh, One of the things I'm doing right now, I'm on my third day water fast, right? Majority of the time I do my water fast or I fast is 36 hours, meaning like after I'll eat Monday and I won't eat till like Wednesday afternoon, or I do 48 hours straight, then I want to eat till Wednesday. I'm actually on my third day for once. I'm actually pushing through for the first time, 3 days, and I actually feel good. One of the things I'm noticing is about my water consumption has to increase once I do a water fast, and I can actually feel it throughout my body. Like I can actually feel when the water's getting depleted out, and I'm like, okay, you feel your body on a different level. There's moments where like I hear my stomach rumbling, it's saying you're hungry, but at the same time I tell myself, hey, my body's feeding, right? Because you got to remember what people remember, when you're not eating food, your body's still eating regardless. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you ever looked at people who had muscle or fat, whether you are working out or not, your body's eating. That's why you see people muscles start deteriorating. It's getting even if it's not eating the proteins or getting the nutrients, your body's still eating in order to maintain life for it. So how that happened was randomly Sunday. I'm sitting there working, and I'm like, my mind just says, "Go on a water fast," and I'm like, "All right, cool." There's a theory that sometimes they say like the thoughts in your mind is actually coming from another source, and sometimes it's good for you to follow through. So I don't know what happened that day. I just followed through. That's all for me. I'm on a water fast. I'm on my third day. It's about to be a record for me, man.
Okay. My week, interesting. Okay, health wise, um, I work outside, so summer ain't left us. It's just like a stubborn relationship, abusive relationship. It just won't leave you. You know what I'm saying? It just beat you down every day. Keep going back for more. So I'm sweating, I'm sweating, I'm sweating. I'm coming home tired. Trying to find that energy back. So this year, I haven't been eating as much, but I do training, weight training, calisthenics, all that good stuff, cardio, all the stuff. But not eating multiple meals a day. A good 2 meals, I'm straight. I may, what I'm saying, slip some extra stuff in there, some supplements or something like that. 2 meals, I'm straight. So I was feeling real bad, and especially getting back into the gym and getting to the heavier lifting. Man, I felt things that I hadn't felt in a long time. I'm like, what the fuck? So going back to the drawing board, I was like, all right, bet. So what am I not putting into my diet? Cool. I know I'm not eating the meals. I do take protein supplements, vegan, of course. Do take vitamins. Take supplements for my organs, sea moss, all these things, NAD3 for the cellular health. And I'm like, something off. So I started back implementing creatine at least 2 or 3 times a week. It's pretty good to utilize it, especially if you're not eating a lot of food. You know what I'm saying? You allow your muscles to hold water, get that pump. It spikes the insulin, so I wouldn't say use it a lot necessarily because that can be a bad thing. But when your insulin spikes, it allows your body to break down carbs. I was having this conversation with somebody earlier. They took a B complex vitamin, and part of that was one of the B vitamins. I can't remember which one, thionine or something like that. It actually aided in breaking down carbs into energy. So a lot of people be like keto, 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 but I'm totally against keto because your body does need carbs, but you need to find out how to break the carbs down. So
Mm.
implementing creatine at least twice a week, immediately, a lot of those pains during the training went away. You know what I'm saying? Increased a little bit of strength, and it gave me that 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 pump volume in the muscle without me having to eat 3, 4, 5 meals and all that good stuff. So that's one thing this week. And then this week, I guess it ties into the conversation of the fourth quarter. Like you said, sometimes you get these messages random, and that's like download, so to speak. And that's like your conscious telling you you need to do this, you need to do that. I didn't get the water fast download, but I did get like, okay, intermediate fasting throughout the day. Some Sundays I just don't eat.
Mm,
I'm going back to that starting
okay.
Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got my supplements, my minerals and whatnot. Fasting don't mean nothing. It just means you fast away from certain things. So in this particular case, food.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, intermediate fasting, like I said, every morning I wake up. Uh, if I prep right, I eat a full bowl of strawberries, pineapples. That's breakfast, and I
Mm,
tap that first meal like around 10 in the morning, and then I may eat, uh, after 3, 4, 5 or something like that, and I shut it down. So
mm,
that's kind of like how I fast throughout the day. But like I said, I might go back to Sundays, no food. See what that feel like. Fasting, whether you're doing water fasting, fruit fasting,
mm.
you dry fasting, whatever. That's
Liquid fast.
the
So many different fastings. Yeah,
that's the,
right.
that's the best way to heal the body. The body needs a break. The cells need a break. And some of us, we don't start doing this till we like 30 anyway nowadays.
Mm,
So for 20 some odd years, you've been working the shit out your cells, just overworking them. They put in overtime every day, year after year after year. And we wonder why a lot of people, demise around 50 now. We're
mm.
overworking the cells, we're overindulging in food and alcohol and liquids and sweets and you name it. It's just we overindulging in everything. So yeah, that's pretty much my download for the week. Um, Nothing else. We can go into the main convo.
Oh man, last thing I would say is like no, fasting has a lot of benefits. Like for instance, it gives you a chance to get sugars out your body. You get a lot of cancerous things. Y'all, if y'all just do a little research, man, you'll understand how much fasting can do for your body. You got to be thankful for your body every day that you wake up. Um, I started telling people now, like for the last 2 years. I want to say 2 or 3. I always say, listen, don't disrespect your body. When your body's telling you something, you need to stop. Yeah, we be quick to check somebody like, oh, you don't respect me, oh, you disrespect me. Listen, when your body feel like your body's literally telling you, don't disrespect me. I don't think people understand that. Whether you intaking on food, intaking on drugs, or you
Mm-hmm.
overworking out, your body's
Yep.
literally telling you, hey, bro, there's only so much I'm gonna take,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna let you know how it's gonna affect you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he's basically like, you ain't respecting me. Let me show you something respect. You know what I'm saying? When you laying in the bed in the hospital and you can't really do anything much, it's basically saying, listen, this the consequences when you don't respect me. That's really your mind too. But outside of that, man, nah, man, that was good. You did your breakdown. I did my breakdown while I'm water fasting right now. I don't have a time limit of when I'm water fasting, when I'll be done. I'm on day 3. Uh, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I can keep going. So I might stop Sunday, or I might just continue till next Wednesday. We'll just see. Yeah.
All right. I was gonna do some Diddy talk, man, but hey, hey,
Hey,
man,
listen, man. Hey,
it's,
listen, man. Man, come on,
it's more people coming up, man. I just seen this another lawsuit from a chick hit the Breakfast Club today, and she was like, "Yo, they spiked the alcohol when she came to. She was tied up, and they was going in on her." I'm like, God, this is not this is not looking good for Diddy, man. But yeah, a lot of people's like, "Oh, it's karma, da da da." We don't know. We don't know. We'll stay tuned. See what comes out of the situation. But yeah, that's a big convo for people right now.
man.
Um, so, all right, so fourth quarter. This conversation came about. A lot of people like to follow, trends, whatnot. They're not really sincere. Everybody wait till like December and they start putting together these New Year's lists for the following year and what they gonna do. And come January, everybody tapped in for about at least 15 days, maybe You know what I'm saying? Nothing past 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, New Year's resolutions is out the window, little by little. February, you know what I'm saying? The gyms be crowded in January. I'm talking about like you can't walk, you can barely move around. Come February, start trickling down. You get closer to like May and all that, empty. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just amazing how people wait, you know what I'm saying, to the very last minute to set their goals and ambitions for the next year. We only got like 100 days, maybe 99, if I'm not mistaken, 99 to 100 days left in the year, right? It's not a game. You know, life is all about preparation and planning, being organized. Um, so we don't wait till December to start planning out what we're gonna do. If you wait until December, that's like okay, we're talking about fourth quarter. The analogy behind it, you know, it's some people that could be up by 20 and they start relaxing, chilling. Hee ha ha ha. We got these niggas. And then they start losing. The lead starts slipping. They like, oh shit. But you know what? You lost the game. Some people relax, be up by 20 and still win, but they still don't win by 20. Some people are behind by 20 and they never catch up. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they do. So the whole analogy behind that, I feel it, if you're waiting to December to start planning for the next year, you 20 points behind. That's that's how the game goes. So tonight we'll talk about like different kind of goals, whether it's fitness, health. We already kind of tapped into the health part a little bit, money goals, whatever, ambitions. Just we're gonna have the going into the new year conversation right now. All right, so I'll let you do your thing.
Man, listen, fourth quarter is very important. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't start off strong within the beginning of the year, nor the middle of the, you know, in between. But you need to start setting yourself up in a certain path. For myself, I got hit with a lot of shit this year. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got hit. I'm very honest. I got hit, but I know I got to keep maneuvering and keep going. I wanted to start school sooner this year. I wanted to start before the summer. I'm not starting school till October, which is next month. So be it. It's all about keeping yourself accountable and on track for the things you say you want and what you're going to do. And one of the things that X was talking about is preparation. I talk about this on multiple levels. Like, you want to know if you ever had like a certain type of man, listen to the way he talks and preps himself and prepares and see how much action he takes. You'll understand when you didn't have a certain caliber versus around when you get around a certain caliber. And that's very important because that's going to be a duplicate or a representation of when you birth a kid. How his father moves is going to be a big example. And sometimes it can be the absence of why they move different as well. But for myself, man, I was talking about school last week. I got my little pamphlet right here, man. Let me tell y'all something. Juice got some things set out for himself. I said, listen, if I gotta get these certifications that take 2-3 years, so be it. You know what I'm saying? So some things I got planned out for myself. So a lot of y'all know I'm already looking into project management. That's something that always caught my attention. Six Sigma, all the way to logistics supply chain, fast track, and logistics specialist. Those are like four things that really caught my attention. And not to mention, I took a lot of personality tests to see where I fit in certain spectrums or in certain outlooks to where I can maximize my skills, where I can be most competent, where I can make the most money. And oh, it's Scrum Masters, I say that too. But at the same time, everything I'm going after, I keep telling people, if you develop a certain skill or certification, these things can get you employed. These things can make you self-employed. And these things you can generate a business after. And then once you already know your specialty, when you're in the certification type of field, you can also make proper investments because you already know when you get involved where you need to adjust or if you don't need to adjust at all. So take things into consideration within your mind, body, spirit. You have to keep pushing forward. I always say, listen, the more skills a man has, the more reliable he is. And when a man is more reliable, shoot, he's irreplaceable after a while. You know, so that's my little intake right there on furthering your mindset, education, read some things, self-educate, whatever it takes. Always develop the skills necessary for you to improve. You keep improving, you can't lose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Um, my first key point, going with the fourth quarter conversation, be real with yourself. Um, a lot of people hide behind a lot of things, money, status, uh, tangible things, status symbols. Some people hide behind family. Some people hide behind a lot of different things. So going into that fourth quarter mentality is like, okay, I had a conversation with myself, uh, and I was like, okay, it sparked because I was watching a clip on a comedy skit, but it was dealing with a woman who she had grown children. I think they was like in their 30s, and she was addicted to pain medicine, right? And, and her kids end up finding out. I'm saying kids, but they grown, and they broke down, right? So the lady come in the house, and the dude that's telling them, hey, she's gonna do this, she's gonna have these type of reactions, da 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 da. So she come in the house, she get aggressive with everybody, kick everybody out. So they crying like, "Let me help you, mom. Let me stay here." She like, "No, I don't need nobody." And instantly, just from watching that, I dropped a few tears. I didn't
Mm.
like Tyrese cry, but I had a moment, and I was like, "Damn, okay." So that let me know, even though on a day-to-day basis, I get up, I do a million things, I feel great, I do this, I do this, I could read and study, I could make money. It let me know that on the inside, you still have things that need healing. And, people that know me or don't know me, I have a family member that has an addiction to uh, legal narcotics, right? And this has been going on for years. So when I seen that skit, even though I was perfectly fine, it touched me in a way to let me know, bro, we got to look back in the mirror. I get it. You doing this, you got these plans, you writing books, da da da, but that shit don't mean nothing if we don't focus on the shit that's on the inside that we need to heal. So these kind of conversations I was having with myself, okay, bet. So going into next year, I don't need to be exposed to that type of environment, and I'll crack or I'll break down. There's
Mm.
nothing wrong with it, but eventually we should be able to look our weaknesses in the eye, our demons in the face, and stand strong. That's how we know we're overcoming adversity. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can say they got trigger points, but if you're still getting triggered by the same shit, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how much you level up. If you're still getting triggered in the same way you did last year, that means we ain't grown.
Mm.
So we have to grow physically, mentally, spiritually, not just 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3, the whole shebang. So that was one of my things. So being honest with myself, I'm like, okay, bro, like we may be facing some depression here. A lot of people just really need to be honest with themselves. Are you depressed? Are you dealing with anxiety? You know what I'm saying? I think for the last week,
Mm.
I ain't been sleeping right. I've been waking up out my sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm back to that shit. I can take my medicine and sleep, whatever, not prescribed, but, certain herbs and whatever. Not smoking either. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about those herbs. Ashwagandha. You know what I'm saying? All these different things. You know what I mean? But to get the deep sleep and wake up renewed and all that, that's cool, that's cute, but got to be honest with ourselves. We can't continue to live these lives like we good and you're not good,
Mm.
especially when it hits you. So, that's just my thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with admitting you got a problem, you're battling something. And then it makes it easier for the people around you to deal with you because now they know how to react to you. You could react a little aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You could be slipping on, appointments, meetings, whatever. You could be slipping in certain areas. You could be in a relationship with somebody, an intimate relationship. They not getting the full you. They thinking you cheating or you got something else going. Whatever it is, if you just be honest with yourself first and then let people know, look, today I cried about da 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 da. Today I got this on my brain, or I ain't sleep last night because of this. It lets people know how to move forward with you because they know what you're dealing with versus you not being real. So I would say going into the new year, let's just focus more on being genuine with ourselves. I understand everybody got a mask, everybody got roles they play, everybody got images, but let's still have some genuine character that we express and deal with, especially to the people that's close to you, if nobody else. I ain't saying tell your coworkers and the whole world what you got going on, but at least let the people that you deal with on a close, intimate level that these are your struggles or woes. So you got it.
Man, when do you start? As crazy as that, as simple as that sounds, it's not simple for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the more you push things back, eventually you push yourself back. People don't realize that you push things back, you push yourself back at the same time. It's no such thing as you're delaying things. Everything you do it to yourself. So you push something back, you push yourself back. You delay the process, you delay yourself. When you move forward in life, then you also move forward. It's things match with the actions and energy. And one thing people have to realize is you might want to check your actions, check your energy, check your stuff out mentally, constantly evaluate yourself. Well, there's days or every month, every days, even weeks, man. I recalculate myself. I revisit conversations I had, and I start asking myself like, what could I have done better? Was that the best solution? And it gives yourself a chance to look at how you can improve. Improvement happens within before it happens without. And sometimes, in order for you to improve, you got to ask people who are already on the outside. Uh, I had a situation before. A person was trying to tell me they're a nicer person today than they was when I met them. I said, okay, this is the thing. Are you going to talk about how you look at yourself, or can I talk about what I experienced from you? Because you only can lie to yourself on who you feel like you are, but what have I experienced is really the
Mm-hmm.
truth. And then people are like,
Mm-hmm.
well, truth is subjective. Like, because I'm not good to you doesn't mean I'm not good to other people. But then I'm giving you the personal experience of what I had so you can reevaluate how you look at yourself. Like I said, the mirror is a powerful thing. The reflection is a powerful thing. Do you keep telling yourself like you're such of a good person, you've made these improvements in this, and then if a person tells you, well, hey, listen, this is what I'm experiencing. So yeah, you might have made little changes, but you still haven't allowed yourself to keep going through that process. Some people think little tweaks is good enough. But if good enough doesn't give you the outcome you want, then you need to learn how to be good. Then after that, you be great.
Man, follow up on that. What's your legacy? Like, what your legacy is not always what you accomplish and what you leave behind that's tangible. It's the non-tangibles as well.
Mhm.
Like you said, a good person that genuinely strives to be a good person, you want to leave behind a legacy that every person I touch, I left them with a positive, energetic feeling of who I was and what I represented, what I stood for. Impact, legacy. You know, my name will live on because I touched everybody that I could touch. No Diddy. I touched everybody that I could touch in such a powerful, positive way that when they speak on my name, first off, they want to speak on my name, but when they speak on my name, they got something good to say. This is how a good person wants to live their life. It's not saying I fuck with these people, so I make sure they get the best of me, but these people over here, they get the bare minimum because I'm. That's not how it
That's
works.
how it works.
If I want to be this loving person, I can't just get a charity, to look good on paper and this is how much I donated. No, don't. Nope. I'm in the hood. I'm handing out this. I'm connecting with these people. I'm doing all of these things. Philanthropy is not just what looks attractive and sexy. It's a full-time thing. So what you want to be remembered as, you should strive to be that person every day.
Mm.
Right? Majority
Talk
of the
to
day at least.
him.
You know what I mean? So, and of course, some people don't deserve your highest energy. We're not talking about that. Some people deserve to see the devil in you, right? That's fine. That's great. Some people need that. Get it if that's necessary. But most of the people should remember you operating in your highest frequency at all times. So, then a little comment in chat. If you waited till the summer to work on your summer body, it ain't gonna be there. Everybody know you work on the summer body in the winter. You know,
Start now.
fall
You
and
start now.
everything. Yeah, you feel me? So it go back to preparation and planning. You know what I mean? So one thing I would say, fourth quarter analogy: leave nothing on the table. And okay, so when we opened up with what went down during the week, some people don't know. You know, I sell food on the side. You know what I'm saying? So my first hustle game, I started off maybe, pack of leg quarters. It's like about five leg quarters in a pack. Start off with a pack go to 2 packs, 2 packs go to a bag. Now I'm working on 2 bags. So now we like at shit, we could say like shit, 18 leg quarters. I come up with combos per leg quarter. So cool, bet. That's growth, because it's like, okay, bet. You get your loyal people, your people that come back, then you get your people that you could hustle, that you could promote to, bet. All right, cool. Now you can scale your growth based on all these metrics. Somebody asked me, yo, you gotta account for that? Nah, honestly, no. So how much you making? Shit, I trust me, I know, because I know my normal spending, normal balances. I
Mm.
know if this balance is at this point, it's moving. Plus, I like the consistency of money coming in. I don't, one lump sums of money is cool, but I like it consistent more so. Cool, bet. Tap in with one of the homies. He on his fry. He fry fish. I don't know how to fry fish, but I had the idea and the concept, bro. Like I want to sell. I want fried fish, but I don't always want catfish. Sometimes I want red snapper, salmon. I
Mm.
want all this fried. Tapped in with the homie.
No tilapia. No tilapia. No
I
tilapia.
mean, if to each his own. If people want it, I don't fuck
Hey,
with
you
it.
know, you know,
I
I
don't
get there when it comes to that.
fuck with it. Feel me? But so bet tapping in with the homie, he like, well, shit, I fry fish. I show you the game. You know what I'm saying? Bet. I'm like, you know how to make French fries from scratch? Bet. You got to fry? Bet. I got 300 plates. I got 400 things of silverware, condiments. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, bet. He like, let's get to it. So outside of just the barbecue and what I'm doing with my side game, with the sides, we're gonna bring in a homie. We're gonna do fish, fries, fish, sides, whatever. So this goes back to leave nothing on the table. A lot of people only look at the accolades, the degrees, the jobs, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel every skill set that you're blessed with, whether it's talking, selling, being creative, it's people that charge people to talk to them just so they can inspire you and motivate you. That's called a consultation. Some people do it on a grand stage, and we call it motivational speaking. They just make you feel good because they so good at talking, so they can make you get off your ass and go do whatever it is that you need to do. They're not giving you instructions. They just giving you a feeling and arousal. That energy makes you feel so good, you willing to pay whatever it is to go listen to them talk or talk to them for an hour. That's a skill set. I don't need a degree. That's a skill set. That's something you blessed with. Even if it's false charisma, you manipulating 48 laws of power or whatever, that's still a skill set. Somebody gave you that ability to communicate with people on a level that other people can't. In the political world, we'll call it a president, a mayor, a senator. You know what I'm saying? They can stand on a podium and tell you a bunch of bullshit and everyone feels great. We have great speakers. So, needless to say, you want to leave nothing on the table. Everything about you that you could turn into an asset, do it, especially if it's for the higher good. So, if it's a cooking skill, if it's a speaking ability, if it's just being creative enough to motivate people to tap into their creative ability, now you're a motivator. Now you have to know your personality type and know your skill sets. And now we can monetize everything about you before we get into the working world and what can be given to you by certifications and whatnot. These are the tangible things or intangible things that can't be bought or given to someone. You have to have it. I tell homies every day, played football, basketball their whole life. Cold as shit. Never went to the league. I say, bro, you just need one kid. Train that kid. Let that nigga go to state, win some shit. They gonna say, bro, how you did that? Once he say, X juice, they train me. I ain't. Somebody else gonna be like, what? They trained you. Somebody taught you that? Bet. What you got the info? Now that one person turning into two turning to four. Everything has to be scaled on that particular fashion to where you see growth and potential. And it's based on your skill sets. What do you do naturally that other people gotta break their neck to tap into? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? You can,
there it
yeah,
is right there. There you go, right there.
you can see people go to the gym every day, and you can look at them and be like, "Dang, I see one nigga go to the gym every day. It's funny. I think he gonna do something. He got little legs, a wide upper body, but every day he got this intense look in his face, and I'd be like, I know what he finna do. He finna go to that cable pulley, and he finna work triceps, and every day he kind of walk around different machines. He go to that cable, big, medium to big triceps, but nothing else big. And it's like, okay, cool, bet. Somebody could give him advice on lifting weights and working out, nutrition, maybe build the rest of his body. So you just have to look at everything like that. And I feel as though people don't, this could build confidence within
Mhm.
individuals. If you really look at yourself as a complete asset on every level, what do you have to give and contribute to a society that, no one has to put a stamp on it, So yeah, that's just word to the wise. You want to leave nothing on the table. Utilize everything about you that you can scale and sell, hustle, do whatever, and you make life easier that way. If you want to take it to God, your creator didn't give you any talent or skill set for you to take for granted. So this taps into, if we're talking about wealth, we say wealth starts at making 150,000 a year, being able to invest what is it, a certain percentage into that money into not affecting your living. Now we're talking about being a 5%er. So what is that saying? That you may not make 150,000 a year, but the goal is to get to as many streams of income as possible.
Mm-hmm.
9 is a great number. So that means everything about you put on a scale and you hustle. So I ain't gonna get too long with it on that. Don't leave nothing on the table.
Oh man. First I was just gonna say, hey, listen, I'm hoping everybody paid attention to what was spoken on both our ends. I talked about furthering your skills through our educational system. He talked about, hey, listen, further your skills through what you already know best for you, and that's also very critical. Everybody's not gonna go down the educational route, certification route. That's fine. Like I said, it's already something in you that nobody can fuck with you, and you need to learn how to monopolize that. Monopolize that, monetize that, whatever it is. It's very key important. I know one thing I had told X before. I was like, man, listen, I'm starting to get a lot of people that come up to me, and I got some kids underneath my wings from other mothers that I'm really like cool with, and you know what I'm saying. And X got this thing going on too. I was like, shoot, the next step from this, shoot, one-on-one consultations with me and him, one-on-one consultation, life coaching. I said, life coaching is not a long certification at all. But I'd rather like go down that level just to put something behind me as well. See, some of y'all forgot about what E.T. Thomas always talked about. He already had everything, but he said, in order for me to go
Yeah.
further, sure, I went back to
Agree.
school. He said I needed to make well, I need to put some things behind me. So he
Mm-hmm.
did it. So if there's an advantage of you going further in certain aspects you're already doing, do it. Just don't hesitate. I know people who in the hair industry, and I'd be like, yo, hair and makeup industry, and I'd be like, yo, do y'all go to bridal showers? Do y'all attend all these events? I said, I had to break it down for some people. I was like, listen, every quarter you should be into a certain event. You need to make yourself known. You need to keep showing up. And then when you feel like you got more time, do it once a month. You Success is really gonna happen if you go out there and make it happen. It is not just gonna fall in your lap. This is why one of my favorite things I heard a man say, he said, listen, would you like a life where it's unfair? Like literally like there's no rules, no regulations, and you can literally have anything you want. Like you can eat like shit, but you can have a six pack. A man can sit on his ass and still make $1 million. Do you a person can drive the best car in the world and they don't know how to drive, or would you like rules in place that say you got to work for it? And I understood that immediately because everybody wants the easy route. But see, they always say there's a reason why there's 10%, there's 5%, there's 1%, half a percent. Look at day in, day out, what are they doing? And not just what they're doing, who they surround themselves with. And not just who they surround themselves, also who pours into them. All that is a contributing factor of how you become a better being. I still to this very day, I always looking for people who are older than me to help guide me. I don't know what it is. I will never stop. I'll probably be 70 years old till like, man, I know it's a man like 90 something, bro. I know he got something up there. You know what I'm saying? Until you reach that level where people are not coming to you, then you're there. Until then, like start just build yourself up slowly, slowly, slowly. And also, man, give up one barbecue, man. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there, man. I be buying them plates all the time, y'all. Got me look, cause they quarter little. What I had Alfredo sauce last time with the shrimp. It was a little spicy. And listen, hey, he be cooking. I give him that, man. Listen, I got my own barbecue pit, man. You need to learn, teach me how to do it. I got to fry fish. I got to cook the thing. You know what I'm saying? I love doing a little small gathering, man. You know what I'm saying? My macaroni crazy though. I'm gonna tell you that macaroni crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, 5% on the dollar is all I need on that macaroni. You can sell it with your place, man. 5% on that dollar.
We're gonna make it happen, man. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. We just talked about it at least twice now. We're gonna make it happen.
Sure,
But kind of backing up on that, man. Education is great. Skill sets is great. I don't want people to get lost in what I'm saying. Being a hustler and a natural born hustler is great too. But if let's say you're in the content space, you're doing your content, whatnot. If you go to school, I feel as though like, you know what I'm saying, like tap into something on that level, to where you can create your own content. Make sure that the education that you seek is attached to a plan. Don't go out there and say, well, I want to get a degree in this. What are you going to do with it? I don't know, but I know they pay da 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 da. But if you don't have a plan, you're wasting time and money. And now you're going to go further into debt and you may not even utilize the skill set. So this go back to what I open up with about depression and all that. You always want to go back to that mirror on the wall. What is your plan? Let's write out a plan. What am I good at? What am I not good at? And you want to build all of your skill sets, assets, educational systems, whatnot, around that, your skill sets and your weaknesses. That's when you have to be real about it. A lot of people just want skill sets that don't have anything to do with their strengths. You're building skills, you're building educational accolades around your weaknesses, and you wonder why majority of the population go to college. If they finish, they just stay in debt, never pay the debt off, and never even get a job in that particular field, probably because you built that around your weakness and not your strengths. So you have to know what you're good at and then build everything from your strengths. You can't build shit around your weaknesses just because you want to do certain things. That's not how life works. Kevin Samuels, my guy, you don't get to be a ball player, engineer, this and that, and all in one lifetime. I'm sorry. Maybe you need to reincarnate, come back, do this shit again if you believe in that. You want to be a dolphin in your next life, and then in your next life, you want to be a doctor or whatever you want to do. That's fine. But in this lifetime, you only get a certain limited amount of time to do limited amount of things. Let's make it count. That goes back to the analogy, fourth quarter, which means there's always time on the clock. We don't know when this shit is over. We don't know. We talk about health and, living in your highest version of yourself, but shit, there's healthy people go out every day. A healthy person get hit by a car. We cannot plan on when it's time to exit stage left. So the only thing is I got the next 24, hopefully the full 24 of that 24. And that's how we should plan. Day to day, month to month, year to year, what's the plan? So going back to another part, planning. Um, I think a lot of people. I had a conversation with somebody earlier about the political game, and I was like, "Y'all don't hate me, no, don't counsel me." But I was just saying, like, if we really just talk about the candidates that we got today, not to get too far into it, I was like, if we talked about the economy, numbers, inflation, uh, policies, whatnot, I'd probably be on the red side. But I don't know. But there's some people that attach different things to the conversation. So I was having a conversation with somebody, and I was just like, "Look, we black. You do realize the KKK, all of these things were birthed from the Democratic Party." I was like, some people was arguing about Martin Luther King. They was like, "Well, he may or may not have been a Republican." That's fine, but his father was a Republican. So in that 20th century, right, most black people were Republican. That was the Black Party originally, not Democrats. It wasn't until Lyndon B. Johnson around the 60s, give or take, early 70s, to where Lyndon B. Johnson came with the plan to switch, right, black people to vote Democrat. But you have to remember, going back to Abraham Lincoln was Republican. He freed you from slavery. So a lot of people don't understand the history between the parties on how everything switched. So their loyalty is devoted to something that's current, but you don't even know if what you're devoting your loyalty to right now is actually the most beneficial thing for you. So that conversation alone just let me know that going into a new year, let's not be so busy on picking sides based on what's going on now. Let's do, and this is what people don't like me because they like, "Oh man, I asked you one question and you just talked to me about 10 years of this and you just took me here and da, da, da." But in doing so, I make more sound decisions in modern time than you because you're only looking at now.
Now,
I'm looking at what led to now to go further into the future. You only want to focus on now. So if we take this approach in everything, I'm sorry, as adults, life is not going to be as easy for you to just make decisions based on shit that's in front of you right now. You have to go backwards. If we're talking about religion, politics, health, nutrition, whatever you want to live your life by, you have to understand the history of everything and to how it becomes modern. And now you are in the best position to make decisions. And I'm gonna be tough on a certain group, especially if you're a man. A man that don't understand the history behind majority of everything, to me, is not making sound decisions as a man. You can't be a leader making effective decisions and you not putting enough time into the full circle of information behind something.
mm,
You may slip up and make the wrong decision, even though you mean well. So that means my time can't go to sports like every other man. It can't go to, the clubs, the bars. It probably can't go to the video games. I don't got a video games system with the headset and all that. I'm not shitting on nobody. Cool. I don't have a lot of these things. I got a video game. I play my game. You know what I'm saying? I play it from time to time. But I'm not just tapped in to where hours and hours of my time is devoted to this. I know a lot of men, they can tell you every stat about every player from college to high school, da da da. Da. You talk about stocks, investment, real estate, skill sets, da da da. Mute. What? Retirement? What? They come out my check. Huh? Like, so you just have to be well rounded. I feel as though, especially being a man, especially we talk about man being a leader and whatnot, you have to be more involved into the history of things. So going into that fourth quarter mentality, spend more of your quote unquote free time, not quote unquote being free, but actually making sure that you're making the best decisions for yourself and your family. So you got it.
man, two things I wrote down. It was something I spoke about earlier. It's like cut your losses, and it's time to adapt. You can't become better unless you learn how to adapt. That's one of the key things too. Like I said before, improving, evolving, changing, development. You must adapt. The resistance you have is what's stopping you from having the future you want, the body you want, the mentality you want, the family you want. And in doing so, when you start learning how to adapt, understand you're gonna have some moments where you're not gonna always be doing your best, and that's fine. You know, I went from this new position I ended up getting to a point where the first 2 weeks they were like, "Oh, I don't know if he's gonna do too well. I'm doing something different in my life now." After those 2 weeks, I'm like, well, shit, we didn't think you was going to do all that. I was like, yeah, it takes time. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in yourself and keep executing when nobody's around. If everything is based off, your performance is only based off you being around people, you're going to lose. The best people perform when nobody's around. And what Cole used to say, he used to be at a basketball court by himself, nobody's around. See, you can't. When it's time to perform, you can only lie to yourself. That's my favorite part about a lot of things. When it's time to perform, get to the bottom line, you can only lie about yourself and deny the things that's going to happen. That's why I believe in, like, no matter what you say, like, I'm very futuristic when I think. So I be telling myself, no matter what you say right now, in the future, we'll see who you truly becomes. You can only hype us up behind closed doors and what you're gonna do and blah blah blah. I was like, time reveals everything. I'll be waiting on time. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If we got a good relationship, I hold you accountable. Right? There was somebody I just checked up on not too long ago. I said, hey, listen, how's everything going with school? He's like, well, I stay inside. Hey, listen, that's something you told me you wanted to get into, so why you ain't do it yet? What's stopping you? And then you have some people who want accountability partners because they want to adapt to a new level, but then they learn if they check on them, then they're gonna be like, "This not you trying to parent me." Now, hold up, you still in the negative mind frame. We don't need to be talking right now. You know what I'm saying? How you think for the things you ask for, it's gonna deliver a message to my brain, and once it crosses over, we're not gonna talk till you grow. I don't care how good our friendship is. How you communicate shows everything. That's why I always tell people, words matter when you talk to me. You say something, and if you try to connect something that's not there to it, I'll look at you crazy. That's just been one of my things, improving your vocabulary, your vernacular, anything like that. That's all just some of the things that make you better. Reading sales book, read. Jerome said one of the best things in my life, man. He said personal development. That's something you can never stop doing. And I believe it because it's so much that you feel like you don't reach the pinnacles of development until something happens and you realize, like, damn, okay, this is actually a skill you have to keep improving. And this is why I always say your pinnacle or your peak is only when you perform at a high basis. But at the same time, when you start getting out your peak, how you maintain your levels is another thing, right? I always say with athletes, it comes time. Time, you start slowing down, you're not hitting the shots like you used to, you're not running as fast, you're not doing all that. When it comes to the business world, you're not performing like you used to, we start seeing. So you want to be able to be that individual who's always looking to adapt, improve, know when to cut your losses and do something else. That's one of the most key things. When it comes to like cutting your losses, sometimes your loss is not really a loss. It's actually time for you to leave. And if you can be honest with yourself when it's time for you to leave, then you can start working on the things you need to do. So that's all I got for right there.
Man, that was great. I would say like that was literally my next point. Relationships going into the new year, to the ending of the year. Like, what's your relationships look like? What's your network? Look like? Network is your net worth. Uh, so, who are the people that you engaging into conversations with on a daily basis? I know some people that's like, oh man, this person, they're a friend, but I'm giving this and I'm not getting this. And I'm like, okay, well, cool. What kind of friend are they? You got to be able to scale out your friendships. Is this a friendship that can produce uh, value physically? We're talking about currency. Is this a friendship that can make you feel good, motivate you? Or is this just a fun friendship where this is a fun person? You can't expect the fun person to give you all this other balance in other areas because they're the fun friend. So you have to be able to scale out every relationship.
Mm.
Like you said, what's the relationships you just need to walk away from? Some people are so humble and loyal to where they don't know how to leave a relationship. You have to
Mm-hmm.
know when to leave, know when to engage, when to give more. Some friends you can pull them aside, have tough conversations with them. Yo, like you say you was gonna do this, you're not doing that. I'm just tapping in with you, letting you know that. Some people get offended. They first response is to swing back. Like, bro, I ain't trying to swing at you. I'm just you say you want to do all these things, so I'm letting you know I'm not saying it manifests. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you now know, okay, bet. I'm not gonna try to pull homie coattail or sis coattail because they don't respond to that in a positive way. I'm not here to build you to the best version of yourself, even though you're resisting. I'm here to tap into my highest energy when it flows. So I'm no longer gonna have these conversations with you.
Mm.
Once or twice, you out of there. Fuck it. I build, what I'm saying? I had these building conversations with other people. And some people are so psychotically invested into building their friends and their family members that they forget to build themselves. Some people get a high off telling everybody else what they're not doing, right? But you aren't doing what you said you were gonna do either. Like
Mm.
that's the
And
wrong high, man. You ever did the wrong drug? Hopefully, some people watching this ain't doing the wrong drug, but you want to get the right highs out of life. You know what I'm saying? Everything got to be towards your highest good. So you should be high off your own success. That's the supply you want to be high on before you tell everybody else what they're not doing. But some people live their life so small that since some type of way they've submitted to the structure of life. I work, I go to school, I do this, I do this, I do that, and I go home, and then I wake up and I do it again. They feel successful. And then on the weekends, I can party, spend money, waste money. My car I drive is decent, and $50,000 car, $60,000 car, a little designer here and there. Da, da, da. They feel accomplished. So now I can talk to somebody else about success. You're not successful, motherfucker. Like,
what are you doing, man? First thing coming up, what are you doing, man?
what's success to you? That's what it is. That's not success. What's your retirement accounts look like? What's your investment account look? What's your investment portfolios? What I'm saying? What's your trust look like? You know what I'm saying? What's this? What's that? Like, success is always going to continue. Success is like what you said personal development is. It never stops. It always is going to scale higher on a day-to-day basis, year-to-year basis. You're always going to see more things you haven't accomplished. And that becomes the obsession with time. We broke it into quarters, fourth quarter. The person that really wants to be the most successful person, genuinely, it's like you damn near trying to find a cheat code on how to find more time. You know it's 24 hours in a day, but you're trying to figure out how the fuck do I come up with 28? I need 26 hours. If I just get 30 more minutes. So now you like, fuck, do I need to wake up at 4:30 so I can stay up longer here? And that's when you really, T.I. said some shit. He's not the only person, but I know my demographic. T.I. said, look, people that's not fully successful, it's no such thing as a weekend. What do you celebrate? A weekend is for people that can celebrate their success. What the fuck are you celebrating? What are you spending money on? Liquor, uh, whatever come with that. That's clubs. You spending money on clothes. You don't have time to do that if you ain't quote unquote successful yet. That's for the successful people. Now, imagine what that does to the whole weekend market. Restaurants, clubs, lounges, everything is centered around people working from, let's say, Monday to Friday, and then come Saturday, Sunday, we fuck off hundreds and thousands of dollars. Go to sleep, wake up Monday, do it again. As long as the paycheck's still coming, We keep doing the same things. You building your retirement. That's great. That's fine. That's cute. That's sexy. But he's right. What the fuck is a weekend to a person that's not where you want to be in life? What you need to do is Saturday, spend that time that you would fuck off and spend that time building a better version of yourself. Sunday, instead of going out to brunch every fucking Sunday, take a couple of those hours instead of watching NFL and everything else. Spend more time putting back into yourself, your craft, not leaving nothing on the table. What can you sell? What can you monetize? What more reading and studying can you do? You work Monday through Friday, let's be real. Most people don't do shit productive during the week because they work Monday through Friday. So you feel as though you got the right to sit your ass on the couch, drink beer, and watch TV. You watched all your TV shows Monday through Friday. You've done nothing productive. On the weekends, you need to be productive towards yourself. Hit the gym on the weekends because you know you're not doing it Monday through Friday. Read some books Saturday and Sunday because you know you don't read shit. But what you see on your timeline on Facebook and Instagram, you barely read that shit. You just highlight information of that and comment and get into debates online, and you ain't even read what the fuck the post said 100%. Let's just be real. A lot of people don't do shit Monday through Friday, but go to work and pick their kids up and drop their kids off to school. That's it. And then Saturday and Sunday, you relax and having a good. You don't get a good time. I don't know how to say it no better. Fuck your good times. Get your ass to work, especially if you know you're not putting in the work Monday through Friday. Going back to that mirror on the wall. What are you doing with your time? You don't have free time. Nas had a line. He was like, one song with Damian Marley. So I could sit back like Jack Nicholson and watch niggas play the game like the Lakers. Like you're spending your not free time, but your free time to watch millionaires run up and down the court, and you may never even make 250,000. That's problematic. If you can tell me everything about millionaires running up and down the court or a field, and you're not even touching at least 100 grand, let's talk about it. What are what are we doing? It's no free time. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but going into the new year, the fourth quarter of this year, you don't have the time that you think you have to fuck off. This is a disconnect too from people that's leaving old environments and growing into new environments coming from the hood. You could talk to your homies. You could tap into what's politicking, what's going on. This person did this. Okay, that. Um, outside of that, as a unit, as a clique, a group, whatever, as a collective, are we growing? You have age groups and everything. You got the old heads and everything. We want to talk about fraternities, high school fraternities, cliques, gangs, sets, whatever. Or the older people and those things having conversations and saying, what are we doing with our life? I feel as though any type of unity amongst any group of people is an opportunity for everybody to hold each other accountable of being better. No matter if society says it's negative or positive. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a quote unquote society of people that's, whatever, secret societies, and you can have a gang. Morally, they're kind of like what and what on certain levels, but are you advancing your brother or your sister? Easy, simple. So just hold each other accountable, make sure everybody's growing to the highest level, and scale your relationships. You got it.
Man, last thing, because I'm about to wrap it up, is work. Everything has areas. My fault. There's areas and layers to everything that we do in our life. You need to look at where you need to improve to make further progression. Right. There was a time I was going through something, and I was like, "Damn, what is it?" My homeboy's like, "Hey, listen, what's your spirit like? You know, how your spirituality going?" I was like, "Well, sure, I ain't been into it. Hey, listen, it's time for you to work back in that." When something wasn't going right, I always look for them like, "Hey, listen, besides spirituality, are you working out?" Because you always talked about getting oxygen, to oxygen in your body so you can study better. Are you working out? I'm like, nah, I haven't been working out as much as I used to. Like, no, well, then it's time to work out again. See, there's other areas that can block you from making the progression you want to make and advancing you. So there's some areas you need to make up in order to see change and difference. And like I said, that happened for me this year alone, where doing my thing, and then something happened. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on, man? I remember 1 month, man, I must have applied, like, no BS, y'all. I must have applied for like 200 jobs a week. I was literally on some 9 to 5 things, putting some applications in because I'm ready to make a different exit and start something new in my life. And I wanted the ability to go back to school, go to school. So I'm waking up, just put it in, working. And then I start seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Because even in the process of me getting hired, I started getting major callbacks. But, in the times where you're just planting the seed, you're not going to always know what's going to grow on the outside, what's going to grow and what's not going to grow. And that's one of the things I want people to talk about. Like, there's got to be areas in your life you need to improve, and you'll see different advancements within your life when you do.
Right. Right. My closing point: BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, State Street, J.P. Morgan. Top 5 investment firms that we have. You have hedge funds, investment firms, your top banks. These are the conversations that we need to have fourth quarter, right? I said in the previous episode, you don't necessarily earn your way to wealth, right, through wages and whatnot. You do it through investing. So you don't just want to invest into your relationships to make sure that your energy is not being wasted through conversations, sex, friendships, family bonds, whatever. You want to make sure all that's positive, all that's benefiting you. But you also want to make sure that you physically invest into markets, stock markets, bond markets. Learn the game because the game is being played whether you play in it or not. Uh, Through every recession, new millionaires are born. Why? Because they know the rules of the game. They know when a recession hit, that assets go on sale. September, October, stock market tends to hit a drought. Street hustler, you make more money in the drought. The streets and stocks and everything else is the same. Micro, macro, different quote unquote environment, same rules, same game. So within doing so, you just have to live your life around these areas. So if you know the stock market going on sale September, October, you understand there's a cycle behind the economy. There's 4 cycles behind it. Um, Peak, recession, trough, expansion. You have to know these things as an adult, especially in America, so you know what to do with your money. Certain people know, at least if I'm not an investor, I understand based on what season the economy in. I know not to pay on my credit cards right now. Why? Because we just hit
Ooh,
the interest rates just went up. So I'm gonna let
crazy.
the debt do what it do. When the certain season comes, now I'm gonna pay off the debt, right? So it's just certain, like I say, they did a study and they was like, look, if we take away all the wealth right now from everybody, and everybody starts off on the even playing field, guess what? The wealthy become 10 times more wealthier. Why? Even if they start where you at, they know the rules of the game and they know how to play the game. So it's not about where you're at necessarily. It's about understanding the fundamentals of everything. One of my favorite players, Kobe Bryant. He was like, well, everybody relied on their athleticism, their height, everything else. He was like, I had none of that. I focused on the fundamentals. I mastered that shit. So when the athleticism and the height and everything else came in, I was that much further ahead than everybody else. When they compare Kobe to Jordan, they say, yeah, he don't have the athleticism. Jordan did it in less dribbles. Kobe had better handles. Why? Because he needed to take more dribbles. So when they talk about a fundamental master, they was like, yo, Kobe did it all. He had the footwork, he had the fadeaway, the shots, the threes, the defense. But you know what I'm saying? I gotta throw y'all people in there. Y'all say LeBron and go. They say LeBron was the overall around best player. Right. So
Right,
Going back to that mentality
right. I just want to make sure. Right. Yeah. Correct.
of being a dog and being this fundamental master. Yo, you never sleep. There's always something else to conquer. This goes back to the fourth quarter analogy. Make sure you live in every quarter like it's the fourth quarter. Make sure you live in that 24 hours like it could possibly be your last. I ain't saying be negative, but you don't want to leave nothing on the table. Be the best version of yourself. Um, Hopefully this episode motivated you and sparked something within you. Hopefully tomorrow you get up and do something that you thought about doing that you lack the motivation or confidence to do. But just do it anyway. See where it scales, see where it goes. You don't have to master anything before you start it, but you definitely can master shit within the process of starting it and moving throughout the process. A master don't become a master by sitting on the sideline and reading books. I don't care what it is. You can have all the information but none of the experience. So now you're working against yourself. You need the experience and the knowledge, right? So tonight, tomorrow, day after, next week, go challenge yourself to do something that you got in your mind. It's a reason why those thoughts is in your mind. It's a reason why you got the creativity. It's a reason why you got the hustle and the motivation in you. Tap into the highest version of yourself by challenging yourself to do better and be better. That's it. I'm done.
All right, y'all. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow the page.
Mhm.
Up top, I'm Juice, aka No Ordinary Brother. And at the bottom, we got Mr. King Exodus himself. And till then, y'all have a good week. Be blessed and challenge yourself to be better.